Lesson 5-2, Compare and Order Integers. And by the end of today's lesson, you will be able to compare and order integers. Don't forget to pause the lesson as we go by or go along so that way you can take notes and rewatch any parts of the video that you need to. You can use a number line to compare and order integers. Any positive number is greater than any negative number. To compare integers, you can use a number line. So on a horizontal number line, any number that is less than the number to its right. So remember, like I said before, when we go right, it's greater, and left, it's lower. So any number on the left, if you're comparing two numbers, like -2 and 1, the number over here on the left is going to be less every time. So let's compare -1 to +2. And remember, you don't have to put the positive sign. It's just helpful as we're teaching the lesson as you're getting used to the differences between positive and negatives. So we have -1, which is over here, and we have +2 over here. The number on the left is going to be less, so -1 is less than +2. So the opposite of that is also true. Any number that's on the right is greater than any number on the left. So if we're going to compare -2 to -4, we would take a look up here at the number line and we would see -2 is over here and then -4 is down here. -2 is to the right of -4, so -2 is greater than -4. Okay, in order to number these, if we're using this horizontal number line and we're going to number these from either least to greatest or greatest to least, we can also look at this number line to help us. So the least to greatest, we would go beginning with the integer on the furthest left because that's going to be our least amount that we have. Our greatest number is going to be over here on the right. So least to greatest goes left to right. So if we have the numbers 0, 4, and -3, I'm going to mark those here on the number line. So we have the numbers 0, 4, and -3. If we're going to put these in order from least to greatest, I want the one that's smallest. That's clear over here on the left. So least to greatest, I'll do L to G. That's going to be -3, 0, and then 4. Sometimes they may ask us to go greatest to least, and that would be going in the opposite direction. We would start here over on the right and move to the left because we're starting with the biggest numbers, the greatest on the right, going down to the least, the left-hand side. So I already have my numbers marked for 0, 4, and -3. So I'm going to start over here with the 4 this time. That's my greatest number. Then 0, then -3. We can also use a vertical number line to compare numbers. So any number is less than the number right above it. So these numbers going up are greater, going down are less. So any number is greater than the number right below it. So 5 is greater than 4, 4 is greater than 3, 2 is greater than -. So we can compare -2 to 0. So when we look at our number line here, we see -2 is right here, 0 is here. The number that's on top is always greater, so the 0 is greater than negative 2. So the inverse of that is also true. The number, any number below is less than the number on top. So if we have positive 1 and we want to compare that to negative 3, we take a look at our number line and we have positive 1 is right here, negative 3 is down here, so the number on top is greater. The number on top is positive 1. So 1 is greater than negative 3. Now, if we're going to order integers using a vertical number line, the numbers on the top are greatest, as we said, and the ones on the bottom are smaller. They're the least numbers. So we would take a look here. If we have the numbers negative 5, 0, and positive 2, and we're told to put them in order from least to greatest, the least is down here toward the bottom. Greatest is up at the top. So we're going to want to start at the one that's lowest on the number line. So I'm going to mark that right here. We've got negative 5, we have 0, and we have positive 2. So in order to put these in order, I'm going to start down here at the bottom because they want least to greatest. So that would be negative 5, then 0, then positive 2. So that's an order from least to greatest. Now if they wanted an order from greatest to least, then we would start at the top, the number that's highest up here on the number line, and then move down from there. So if we're going to order them from greatest to least, I'm going to start here with the 2, then it's 0, and then negative 5. So let's take a look at a couple other examples. Here we have negative 4, the absolute value of negative 4 compared with the absolute value of negative 2. So we're going to do the absolute value of each one. Negative 4, that would be 4, compared to the absolute value of negative 2, which is 2. So 4 is over here to the right. That's greater than 2. So 4 is greater than 2. Over here we have, we could rewrite that then as our absolute values. Negative 4, the absolute value of negative 4 is greater than the absolute value of negative 2. Now over here we have the negative of the absolute value of negative 7 compared with the negative of negative 3. So our absolute value of 7, or negative 7, is 7. So we can rewrite that as negative 7, because I've taken away the absolute value now, compared to the negative 3. Both of those negatives together cancel each other out, so we're left with positive 3. So now we have negative 7 compared to positive 3. It's not here on this number line, but negative 7 would be out here. So negative 7 compared to positive 3. Negative 7 is on the left, so it's lower. So negative 7 is less than positive 3. Now we can rewrite that in our original form. The negative of the absolute value of negative 7 is less than the negative of negative 3. Don't forget to rewatch any part of today's lesson that you need to, and take notes along the way, and have fun with math today.